So I watched the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and the experience of what the movie communicated to me is that we can't run away from our issues or try to forget them or numb ourselves. We have to face who we are, be present with ourselves, our pain in that moment in time, and move on. Not in the sense of that the pain necessarily goes away, but as we learn from it rather than avoiding it. That pain gives us an opportunity to grow and evolve, go up and level, you understand, as we reduce the entropy of our consciousness. Because from my experience and from the movie, when we refuse to not pay attention to what is being revealed to our consciousness in the form of pain, we tend to keep on repeating that cycle. It's like a wound that is festering, but instead of paying attention to it, so as to give it the treatment it requires to heal, we instead ignore the wound, hoping that not paying attention to it would make the wound magically disappear. I'm here and I'm not. Just like that. The concept of the movie introduced a technology, a means by which couples who were going through some sort of breakup, which was emotionally heavy towards them, had the opportunity to erase the memory of their partner from their minds so as to move on. And there were two couples in which the movie revolved around, in which they participated in this treatment. The first was Joel and Clementine, the main protagonists of the show, of the movie, of the film, and Dr. Mierzwiak, the person, the man that came up with the treatment, and Mary, his receptionist at the company. Joel found out that Clementine had erased him from her memory, and with this realization, it added more to his pain, as he was initially trying to rejuvenate their relationship. So Joel felt the logical thing to do was to also undergo the procedure and erase her from his mind. But during the course of this procedure, the subconscious part of his mind, he realized that it was a mistake to erase Clementine from his mind. He struggled with the consequence of his decision to lose that part of himself, that part of his existence, his experience. With Dr. Mierzwiak, he was married and had children, but he was involved in an extramarital affair with his secretary, Mary. And at a point, they had to break up. And so Mary decided to undergo the procedure to erase not Dr. Mierzwiak from her memory, but rather the memory of their relationship, while she still chose to keep working as his secretary. So what was the eventuality of these occurrences? Mary, Dr. Mierzwiak's secretary, made another pass at him, to which Dr. Mierzwiak's wife, Mrs. Mierzwiak, caught them while they were kissing. Mary, feeling extremely ashamed of this occurrence, went on to apologize to Mrs. Mierzwiak, to which Mrs. Mierzwiak revealed to her that this same situation had occurred before, and Mary could have Dr. Mierzwiak if she wanted. Mrs. Mierzwiak was done with Dr. Mierzwiak. She was done with their marriage. This came as a shock to Mary because the patients who undergo this procedure, they are not consciously aware that they had undergone it. Like they don't they don't they don't know that they've done something like that to make it more permanent. You understand? Like them moving on from it or that memory. And with this realization, she decided to resign and remove herself from being in any sort of relationship with Dr. Mierzwiak so that she could finally move on. For Joel and Clementine, they ended up running into each other again and began to hang out until one day Clementine stumbled upon the tapes and letters which Joel had come into possession of before he had undergone the procedure, which informed him that Clementine had erased him from her memory. The the purpose of him receiving those like the letters or having the tapes in his possession was for him not to go and initiate like contact with her any longer because of the person that you would be interacting with will not be the person. That person will not exist anymore since he had been erased from his girlfriend's memory. You get. They were both in the car when Joel was driving and Clementine stumbled upon this, like the letter and the tapes, which Joel, before he had undergone the procedure, he still left it inside his car without taking it out. So it was bound to happen at the point. So this came as a shock to both of them, in the fact that they knew themselves and they had dated and they had broken up too. And it was to the extent that which they both decided to erase themselves out of their mind. And obviously they fought again. But this time they didn't run from each other. They met after the car incident and spoke about their issues with themselves in relation to one another so that they could finally move on in terms of getting back together on a deeper, stronger foundation, or breaking up finally, definitely. But this time in a mutual concession. So that's the gist of the story, like pertaining to the movie. And I would like to end this vlog session with a quote by Louisa May Alcott, which says, I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship. So not do not be against whatever experiences, you understand, or occurrences that happens, but welcome them as it comes and learn from it and grow from it. Become yourself yet again, a better, more self-assured and more humane person, more loving person. And it is true accepting, like, things that are not forthcoming for us, or when life doesn't happen as we project it in our minds, that we're able to move on and not think about what if or what could have been, and rather not to go back to a situation again that we have grown out of. Peace out.